Hello and welcome to the Overly Animated Podcast, where we take animation seriously. We provide fan-oriented and analytic discussions on a variety of animated shows, movies, and anime, currently featuring Steven Universe, Miraculous Ladybug, New Powerpuff Girls, and Star vs. the Force of Evil. I'm Dylan Hysen, and today I'm joined by Delaney Stovall.
Hello.
And Michelle Anderer.
Hey.
Today, Delaney, Michelle, and I will be discussing the new Lars, the July 21st episode of Summer of Steven. We're discussing all of Summer of Steven here on the Overly Animated Podcast. Subscribe to us and be set all of the Summer of Steven with us here at the Overly Animated Podcast. Go to overlyanimated.com or search for the Overly Animated Podcast on iTunes or your favorite podcatcher. Spoilers for the new Lars and episodes aired previously, but no spoilers for future episodes. I'm actually incredibly excited to talk about the new Lars.
I'm kind of surprised.
I don't know if I can wait until you guys' opinions are over, but let's see if I can wait.
Okay?
I might interject. I'm just warning you, Delaney. What are your thoughts on the new Lars?
It wasn't what I expected, but I loved it. It was so great. And oh my god, the ending! Oh, Lars and Sadie! Oh, I ship them so much. It's intense. We literally got to just go around with everyone and just Laramie. Everything's good. Just, I love this episode. Love it.
Okay. Michelle, what are your thoughts on the new Lars?
I also didn't know what to expect, but I really like this one too. I thought it was a really good episode, and for someone who didn't really ship Lars and Sadie much after, I totally ship them now because I think they're actually getting to a decent place where maybe something can happen. So yeah, I really like this episode.
Okay.
What do you think of it, Dylan?
Okay. I think that this is one of the best episodes of Steven Universe ever. Top 5. This was so good. Holy crap.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay, so this is just perfect. Every single thing about this episode is perfect. It's incredibly subtle, absurdly good characterization for Lars, absurdly good characterization for Steven, Sadie. This is an episode where we have a thing where we get this this thing where Sadie thinks that Lars is just trying to have sex with her, and Steven is kind of understanding what's going on, and then we address it at the end, and it's just, oh my goodness, what just happened? Good. This was actually perfect television. This is the best use of the body swap trope I've seen ever. This is one of the most common tropes. We'll talk about the ramifications this has for Steven's powers, but I honestly just think this is that's not even the lead. But
it's not even the lead.
I don't even know what to say. This is a perfect character episode. This honestly is the closest I've seen to a 10 out of 10 television episode in a long time. It's so perfect for what it is. I don't know if I'm just really hype right now for some other reason, but this seems very out of character and be loving the new Lars.
It does.
But
I think it's Lars, and it's just we're getting something finally somewhere, and then also Steven did something wrong, and we're finally not Steven, no, bad Steven. No.
This is the most I've felt in terms of perfect storytelling since the stakeout in Legend of Korra. I got the same feeling that just everything connected in the episode. There's really emotional highs. It was incredible character moments. This was incredible scripting, and the Steven Universe isn't the same thing as Korra where there's an actual script, but just the combination of Raven and Paul's storyboards and writing on this with the writing crew, with Rebecca and Matt and Ben and everyone, just somehow they arrived at I need to rewatch it. We'll podcast.
Yeah, we just saw it,
but I just love when everything that happens in the beginning of the episode connects to everything that happens at the end of the episode, and
we get literally everyone just coming into the temple,
just
going up the stairs.
This is the literal representation of that. Somehow this is better than Mr. Greg. I
don't know about that.
I'm very confident in that assertion in the current mental state I'm in. We'll see.
I think narratively, yes. I don't think it resounds as emotionally or as it doesn't hit the high that Mr. Greg hits. I do think narratively this episode is flawless.
I think it depends what you want from the episode. My Dylan's objective television ranking scale. This is I'm thinking 9.9 right now. This is it's crazy. Okay, we need to let's go through what happened in the episode. Yeah, I don't. This was like, I was like, okay, we have four. Okay, like once we got past Monday, I'm like, we have great episodes every week, and then there's like a Lars episode Thursday, so you know what's gonna happen or whatever. Like at least there's Lars Sadie because we'd seen like the first 2 minutes, but I mean, like,
Dylan's just in shock.
yeah, I'm just kind of in shock for this. Okay. And also, I think the listeners gonna be in shock after everyone's accusing me of like not liking the filler episodes. But like, this is
They're literally Dylan. They're gonna like crucify you. It's gonna be great. I can't wait for the reactions.
Okay, so I mean, I just have to see this quote. Oh, I didn't even link you guys the outline.
Yeah, you said.
Okay, I gotta link you guys that line. Okay, yeah, I was like also writing down everything that happened. So this was just Dylan's typical state when he watches for the podcast. But we have like the best quote in the beginning of the episode, which I didn't even remember happened. Stevens, that's definitely going to affect the rankings about the koala versus sloth debate. Whenever rankings are mentioned in TV shows, I get so excited. Steven has his koala.
A little Dylan
rankings.
goes to heaven. Like
Oh,
a little
yeah.
Dylan gets his wings
Yeah,
when
this is-
rankings get mentioned.
The most. I feel like some Blossom stuff on New Powerpuff Girls recently has with her lists. I feel like have also hit this territory, but this is like so good. Koala versus sloth, the king of the hanging around doing nothing mammals. Sloth eats poop. Don't sloths eat poop? That's definitely going to affect the rankings. And they like one of them laughs or something. They're closing down tomorrow. Why are they closing down? I didn't write that part down.
Seagulls got stuck in like something.
Okay, yeah, seems typical.
In the vents.
In the vents, yeah.
Seems
Just
seems
like,
about right. Want to come to my place? Food, get some movies. This was described by I feel like Sam earlier in the week as Sadie wanting to Netflix and chill, which seems accurate. So
Accurate.
yeah, sounds boring. I'll see if Buck wants to do stuff. Steven, you're staring a little bit. I love Steven's blatant shipping too. Like
Yeah.
it's so good.
Yeah, he's so open about it. Oh my
Yeah.
god. He like demands Lars confess his love to Sadie.
This episode is the perfect sequel to Island Adventure. Which is also a Raven and Paul episode. Yeah, like this is.
Yeah, they do a lot of the Lars Sadie episodes.
Yeah. Like in my mind, for some reason, Raven and Paul are the least excited storyboarding. Oh, I guess like there's like I don't know about the current, but yeah, I'm never like they don't jump out at me. They also do some of the most important episodes. I feel like they did.
Didn't they do Rose's Scabbard? Or didn't at least Raven do Rose's Scabbard?
The problem is they've shuffled the teams around. Yeah, Raven and Paul. See, that's a Raven. Yeah, okay, so
like,
you're
they're
right.
really good at like a particular kind of very cartoony animation that I like a lot.
I feel like they've got top and bottom, but yeah, this is so I don't know. This might be my number 2. Well, this is in contention for number 2 Steven Universe episode, so they might own the top 2 slots. But yeah, so closing down tomorrow. Yeah, food. Sounds boring. See if Buck wants to do it. Yeah. The Steven shipping is like the best.
Intense.
Lars, why don't you want to hang out with Sadie? I see her at work. But aren't you going to get married and have kids and name one of them after their uncle Steven? Like,
I love Steven.
It's the
Literal cinnamon roll.
we aren't even dating. You're lying. I know how you feel about Sadie. Why can't you just admit you love her?
This is so refreshing because like this comes off soap opera-y, but all the time you watch a show and you're like, why can't? But no, Steven literally is us, and he's just sitting there yelling at them, and it's so nice and refreshing to have this happen. Like Steven, Steven 1 has no chill, and then like poor Steven, so good.
Yeah. I need to at some point go to the AV Club to see if I don't know like what's going on. Okay, the
AV Club gives it a B- and Dylan's head explodes.
Like,
oh yeah, that's totally what's happening here. But it's B+. Okay, we'll talk about this. I trust Eric Thurm, but at least it's a high grade. So it's this dream. We get the preview clip like cut off at the dream. So like I was talking with Steve about some theories, and like we can talk about this. I'll bring this up later. But yeah, I didn't expect Steven to like occupy Lars. Though.
Yeah, neither did I.
Yeah, Steve was talking. Frequent listener was talking about how like maybe we're gonna Steven can like jump into people's dreams, which is kind of an interesting thought. Like maybe that was what's happening in like the Lapis thing, right? Like with Malachite before.
Yeah, it
in
could
Jilted,
be like an
right?
extension of that.
So like this is like, but Steven actually just jumps into his body. Okay, Steven Universe. I'm at this point I'm like, but they don't give me time to say because they just keep doing awesome. Because then Steven immediately says, "I got to do my best to respect Lars's body and Lars's privacy," and it's just played for straight. Like, oh my god,
so great.
Steven is literally perfect. Like that's the
Yes.
best. That's the best reaction anyone has ever had in media to a body swap for sure. Which is totally the point of that. Lars with his parents is also incredible. Steven as Lars with
You
his parents.
both seem like such nice people.
Yeah.
Do my
Good.
best.
Yeah. Laramie apparently is Lars' name. I don't think we knew that.
We didn't
No, I don't think.
Yeah.
Laramie.
Steve,
I would also go by Lars if my name
Yeah.
was.
Okay. Well, also just like there's so many incredible things. Steven seeing Lars's report card is like,
Oh yeah, sure.
that's not even a word. Like
Oh,
Steven
so
doesn't
good.
understand what report cards are because he doesn't go to school.
He
Okay.
has no idea. It's
yeah.
so good.
It's so, and that totally relates to this the song in Mr. Greg in the beginning too, with like the okay,
Oh,
so yeah. You put in a little effort. I Lars promised to go out and do my very best at being your son. Yeah. Wow, he didn't even swear.
His mom got him with hearts in him.
Yeah, he also got what did they call those? The things in his
Plug.
Okay.
plugs? Yeah, with or gauges or I don't know. So yeah, and
Well,
with
in the
hearts
show
in
they
it.
call them plugs, but yeah,
Yeah.
Okay.
they're gauges.
Yeah, okay. With Arson is great, and then Sadie brings it up later. That's the type of thing I'm talking about, like things like being brought up multiple times. Like it's you bring the parents back, you talk about like the plugs, like it's all really great. Steven like I'm Lars, and then Onion gives him like thumbs up.
Yeah,
Like
Anya was like legitimately creeped out, and that was like really appealing to
When
see.
you
For
weird,
once.
when you weird Onion out, you have reached.
Yeah.
Michelle, that's a
You
really
level
that's a really sadistic opinion. You enjoyed like you enjoyed
He
liking.
gets one that creeps everyone else out. To have Steven like possess Lars and scare him, like that's very significant.
You're like that little bleep. He finally got his comeuppance. That was Michelle right now. I agree though. I hate Onion too. So this is good.
See,
Onion has been
I
well
love
utilized
Onion.
so far in Summer of Steven for sure. If this is the Onion we're getting, that's great. Like we've seen
No,
three
I
great
want,
Onion moments
I
now.
want an Onion episode.
No,
Like, I'm waiting.
no, Delaney, take it back.
Oh my God,
Take it
No.
back. Don't
I
wish
love
that upon
Onion.
me. Okay.
I love Onion.
We've gotten
But, like-
great subtle Onion moments. Onion liking the guacola. Onion's like about to set the roller coaster on fire with the cotton candy, and now Onion giving the creeped out thumbs up. So this is the good use of Onion. Okay, don't say that, Delaney. Please purge that thought from your mind.
I can't wait for it to happen.
No,
Still
no,
blames
no,
me.
No. I
I'm
will
so
blame
ready.
you. Hi guys, Steven going up to Buck and Sour Cream. Are you more like koalas or sloths? Steven told me to ask you that. I like that kid. We're more like sleeping tigers.
I love how they don't like they're not like you're being weird. They're just like responding
Ever?
to him. Like it's so funny
Yeah.
because like
Yeah, this is the continuation of the Beach City teens being like actually really cool.
well, it's like Lars projects. So, like we've had this before, like with them all, and like Lars like projecting all this stuff, and then it's like they're Buck and Sour Cream are like really chill. Like,
I'll be a panther, says Steven. Yeah. Okay. Hi, Jenny. And then you don't stink. Lars, what a nice thing to say.
just like, the shock on her face.
What a nice thing. You're like pretty and nice and wonderful. Like, oh
Yeah.
my God.
Yeah. Lars, this is so unlike you.
I see what's going
I see
on
what's
here.
going on. You're just a good guy who likes making people feel good. Okay,
That's
Buck.
so good. Like
Buck's actually
So-
really great. Yes,
I love Buck.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Lars will be happy. Buck, what do we get? Buck approves or something, right? Like Buck,
Yeah,
he
Buck
goes
appro-
with the
Buck
third person. It's pretty great. Just that whole scene is really well written and stuff. So there's someone who needs me more. Are those hearts in your ears?
Shipping mind is at work.
Oh yeah. Steven's the biggest shipper. Who's the bigger shipper? Steven with Lars and Sadie, or Peridot with Percy and Pierre?
that is such a
Steven.
hard
I think
question.
it's Steven because he's known them longer, so he's had more time to like stew
Okay, well,
over.
you're
shipping
like
them.
it's like more genuine, like a real shipping, but who's more
But
passionate?
Peridot is literally like the embodiment of the internet, and I think
Yeah,
Peridot is more
yeah.
shipping of.
Steven's like actual like
Percy and
real person shipping, like
yeah,
yeah.
it's like next level shipping.
Yeah, going through various horror movies. This Thing Part 7. I keep telling you that's the good one.
I really enjoyed Steven just being like, "Oh my god!" And of course, he picks like the werewolf romance.
Yeah, the
whatever.
romance
So
one.
good.
Yeah.
She's like, oh, okay,
So good.
okay.
Yeah, Fangs of Love.
Thanks.
You love me even like this. I do. It was really good. I'm glad that's the end of the movie, and then the credits roll after that. Like, yeah, that makes sense. But
And then sobbing.
and then Steven sobbing. Yeah, it's They just want to be together.
So good.
Yeah. You want to go on a roller coaster, or like it's a roller coaster, isn't it? You act like you don't want to be seen with me, but I do know. And then yeah, the how do you really feel about me? Yeah, this the whole thing. It's so intense. It's somewhat trite dialogue, but yeah, it's pretty well done here. Steven, oh yeah, he gets like stars in his eyes when he's like, okay, I'm
I
like
thought he was
confess
gonna like tell her the truth at that point, because that's getting kind of serious. But he just like plunges right in.
No, I was like, Steven is digging his grave rapidly here. I was like, I'm ready. Like we're about to like drop 3 feet. Like
he does, yeah, but then he's like tried to say like I love you, and then she like freaks out, and this is the best part of the episode. The fact that they went here is so incredible, and the fact that Steven is completely able to conceptualize it later in the episode. And I'm not Lars. I'm Steven. Maybe you are Steven. Lars would never apologize to me. Lars' mind is inside your body. And then they start, yeah. Like Steven would, never not even think about that. I think it makes sense.
I love that also that he's just like asleep. Like he's just,
the
like,
whole
of course
time.
Lars didn't do anything.
He's sleeping that long.
Yeah. It raises the question. We'll talk about this at the end. Like, does this an actual swap or whatever? Lars and they start writing. That's Lars and the Donut Girl. Like, oh, I don't even know who Sadie is, but okay.
Why did everyone decide to follow them, though? I mean, the parents think he's gonna break in, which makes sense. But like, why were the cool kids gonna follow them? They were that intrigued.
They were. But this is my first.
Nothing happens in Beach City.
Yeah.
That's true.
But the gyms live there, so weird stuff happens all the time. I don't know.
Like normal intrigue doesn't happen that
Lars's
often.
parents are New Beach City citizens. This is new information, right?
That's true. We didn't know they existed.
Yeah, so this is very notable. We'll up the count to 17 people that live in this town now. So okay, I lost my place in the outline, but it's they kicked out Sadie. Oh yeah, so Lars, Sadie kicks down the door. It's
one
great.
stroke.
Yeah,
she just kicks it in half.
Wow, that was really insane.
Yeah, and then they swap back and see Steven's eye or Lars's eyes roll back or something. It's pretty creepy. Spent the day
really
with your mind and your body. Buck is no longer chill. Okay, so Buck is and they freak out. And then at the end card, it says a sloth and koala. And Steven's like, I told her I loved her. And Lars like, no. And what did she say?
What did she say?
Yeah,
he actually cares.
Yeah. Thought you'd only say something like that to hurt her. This Steven understanding what's Oh my god. Yeah. She thought you'd only say something like that to hurt her. Everyone liked me better than real me. And Steven's like, not everyone, and then Sadie's like, good to see the real you. Come over, lady, bring a movie to watch or something. Like seriously, it's
seriously.
Like seriously, am I just in some sort of Justin inhabited Dylan state that I would love this episode so much? Is that what's happening?
Well,
here?
I mean, it was a good episode.
Just seriously, just everything, it's so complete. This is the typical Dylan bait, is just connecting every single thing in an episode and having such complete emotional arcs. And it's just Lars goes from one of the worst characters to incredible. I feel with it, even though he's not even in the episode, but it's still
Lars is best.
Stephen Lars is I agree with Lars. Unfortunately, that's Steve. But this and the island episode are just really good with Lars and Sadie. And I don't know how else to express. I feel like I've tried expressing the why I've really liked it, complete narrative, really incredible characterization. Let me read the first paragraph from Eric Thuram. I haven't read it before, but let's see what he says. Body swap episode. Instead of the new Lars being about Lars acquiring or revealing any new secret, any new aspect of his identity or anything else that might be suggested by the title, it's about Steven accidentally projecting him into Lars' body for the day using his dream powers. He's never quite done something like this before, but he does go to sleep angry at Lars for being mean to Sadie, and it makes sense as an extension of the abilities to place in Chilteed. Interesting. Blah, blah, blah. Yeah, so let's talk about that. But overall, Delaney, just overall thoughts on the episode before we talk about the Stevens powers.
I agree. I love this episode. Thought it was wonderful, and like it is narratively like flawless, and everything comes back. And I do think it's one of the most excellently like executed body swap, whether or not you think it's a true body swap or not. And it does something that most body swaps don't. Like, you know, they do body swaps, and it's like, okay, you know, like the character has to come to some sort of realization about understanding the other character or something. But that's not what happens here. It's more about like it's not even Steven understanding the relationship that Lars and Sadie has. It's like it's at the end. It's like Lars like being like, oh, like Sadie understands me, and the other character and it's okay. Lars isn't the best person ever, but like if you're gonna be his friend, you have to like Lars for who he is. Like that's just like, how it is. Like how regardless of how you think, if you think Lars is like a bad person or whatever, and it just like. It's so nuanced, and we learn more about Steven than I don't know. It's an excellent you see the body swap, and you're just like whatever. But they did this so well, and it's just beautifully executed, and it's a funny episode, and it's just amazing. It's just so good.
Michelle, overall thoughts.
Also, Lars and Sadie forever.
Yes.
I feel like Delaney said everything I was feeling in a very eloquent way. I really like this episode. I think this is I think this is the episode that got me to really, really like Lars again. And I really hope we see more of them more frequently now, because it has been quite a while since Island Adventure. Again, I think this is probably, as we've been saying, like the best use of a body swap episode I've seen. And I think a lot of that has to do with the fact that like they're willing to like go there and touch on some things that like otherwise you might never have seen in the circumstances, just like weird enough to allow for that to happen. And I really enjoyed seeing that.
It was a really honest body swap in a way that we've never seen it. Like you were talking about the privacy thing. Like it was an honest body swap. It wasn't the contrived trope. It was an honest body swap. Like I need to I'm in his body. I need to respect.
He has like a goal too. He's not just messing around. Like he's like, I have to get to Sadie. Like I need to do this. Like that helps make it more consistently interesting. Also.
Yeah. I thought of something. This is our first like gemless episode, so I kept in a while. So I went back in the outline. I think our first gemless episode since Sadie's song. I don't remember if there's a gem in that one or not, but other than Steven. So. Yeah, Nightmare Hospital, the one before it, is kind of also a little gemless. So yeah, just almost quite a while is first without crystal gems. Quickly, let's talk about what this means for Steven's powers. So, Michelle, what's your best take right now on what's going on with this dream type of thing that Steven has going? Do you connect it to Chilteed like we've been talking about before?
It seems like a continuation of the same thing. Yeah, I think maybe he's just learning how to hone into that power in a stronger way and project it more forcefully. He possessed a watermelon already, so it seems like something to do with dreaming or being in like a dreamlight state, and then he's getting more and more active control over it consciously. So yeah, I don't know if they're gonna really explain this. I'm not even sure if this is like a Rose power or not. Maybe it's just a Steven power. But it's definitely, like, we've seen, like, a little bit of it. It doesn't seem like anything, like, totally random, like, maybe the floating was. Even the Rose could technically float, so... Yeah. I'm satisfied with the logic of the show so far.
Well, okay.
In terms of Steven's powers, I'm satisfied.
This is no points against this episode, obviously, which I think is close to flawless. But I don't think Steven inhabiting people is, I think that goes beyond the realms of reasonable expectation without explaining it to us. Like, I think we've passed the point where I'm satisfied that's kind of subtly hinting at Steven's power in this regard. Steven can see into dreams and communicate with Lapis. Like, that's kind of inconsequential, whatever. Steven, like, inhabiting Lars's body, we've passed the believability threshold to the point where I need to understand what's going on, or else it's a little bit ridiculous if this happens again.
He'll tell us. It might be a bit, though.
Yeah, I mean, if it doesn't come up again for forever, I don't care. But the second it comes up again, it needs to be explained, or else it's going to be really bad story-wise for the show, in my opinion.
Well, we're like ramping up here. Like we had, obviously Steven being able to float isn't like the most incredible thing that's ever happened, but like we've gotten 2 powers in like 1 week, and obviously like they're airing it whatever, but like whatever, how you want to talk about them airing things in and out of order or whatever, because like I noticed some of the episode, like the production codes and things are different, but who cares. But like you have so we have he can float, whatever, and then we have this. I don't like calling them dream powers. To me, this confirms like Steven is not only probably arguably going to be the most powerful being we will encounter on the show moving forward. I mean, that's what I honestly think. Like Steven's powers are going to get more ridiculous. He's going to he's going to be truly terrifying, and I really hope we get an episode where it's like Steven having to come to terms with like why he's so powerful and how he's so powerful, and having to like deal with that emotionally as the kind of person Steven is, like having to deal with having that much power. But for me, this episode, like him having this ability is these aren't just dream powers. Like Steven has like some like very powerful like telepathic, possibly telekinetic. That would be a really easy path to go moving forward. Like mental abilities, and like I'm not going to call them dream powers, because I think for me this cements that this isn't just dreaming. Like we're going to keep going somewhere. Especially like I feel like we're also kind of foreshadowing things here and there, like by the placement of episodes with like Peridot suddenly being able to
she got powers like last episode.
So just.
Yeah. I don't know where
we're going either. Yeah. I just feel like I'm not like worried yet.
They should explain it. I feel like we're moving somewhere and they're going to explain things.
Mm-hmm.
It might not be for a while. And I don't expect him to, possess anyone in the next, 4 episodes or anything, but
I mean, look, I trust the show to handle it well. I'm just saying, like, this is the most extreme we've gotten in terms
this is ridiculous. He possessed some.
So I think it'll be interesting to see how the show approaches it with like just like, are we going to a place where Steven's like has some like incredible like powers past what gems have, or is this something that Rose could do? Like we have to get into that territory too. It's just it's a lot of stuff to get to cover, and it'll be interesting to see what the show decides to go in this direction. But yeah, I didn't mention this yesterday because there's other things going on. I do also need Peridot's powers explained, I think.
Somebody said that like Peridot like mineral, like the gems like have some kind of magnetic thing going on, so like maybe that's part of it.
Yeah.
Well, it's like I literally said that she didn't have abilities though, so like we have to do something from that, because Peridot was literally like, I don't have powers.
Well,
like,
she could. I mean, she just has powers. I just need to. It's like this is again. This, if we're building past the original state, like I've talked about this before, but I mean, maybe not since like Avatar and Korra. You can do weird, unexplained things in the beginning of a show's mythology and have that just be accepted as part of the mythological canon. However, when you expand that mythology past what we understand and have initially accepted, you have a burden of explanation that goes infinitely beyond what you had in the beginning of the show. So expanding your mythology is much more difficult than originally presenting it, because and this is something Steven Universe has been pretty good with so far. It hasn't done anything crazy that doesn't make sense, but if you're changing your viewers' perceptions of the mythology of the show, you can't expect them to keep up. Like it's too different. The stuff we're getting into now with Peridot and Steven, I think the past 2 episodes, it warrants some sort of representation of powers on the show. I need to understand what's going on, or I'm not keeping up right now mythologically with the show, and these things have been super secondary to these 2 episodes, so it doesn't matter right now, but it will matter soon. So
I'm not anticipating the explanation on Peridot, because the way they covered it in the episode seemed to me at the very base level, and they're not going to go further with it. We obviously have to do so with Steven, because it's like Steven's turning into like this crazy powerful dude, and we're going to have to like cover that. Like, whoa, Steven!
Well,
like,
Steven, what's going on with you?
Yeah, like,
It's a slightly lesser extent, but we'll see. I'll reevaluate, but I do think Peridot's powers are different than the gem powers we've gotten. But it depends on what's happening specifically, I guess.
Yeah, we'll have to see where they go with it. And like, the way they presented the episode, it was like kind of like surprise. Peridot has powers, and like they kind of explained it like she wasn't supposed to, and it's like, why do you have powers? So we'll have to see.
Anyway, so. Commenter Steve is thinks that we're going into Kiki's dreams next week. Steven, are we going or maybe inhabiting Kiki? Like, are we doing this with Steven again soon?
I don't think.
I don't think so. I mean,
I would hope not.
Lars was like really, really upset about it. And I think Steven kind of like realized that's like not.
Well, he might not have
control
over it, you know. So
well,
I don't.
well, that's what I was trying to say earlier when
Yeah.
I like flipped out was that like we need to cover Steven being like, what I just did was not cool because everyone was like comforting him and he was like, no, guys, I messed up.
Right.
I messed up.
Slight spoilers here. If you don't want any spoilers for next week, Delaney can take that
Give
phones
me
out
the
if you want for a
spoilers,
second.
Dylan.
The description for Kiki's delivery, Kiki's pizza delivery service is Kiki has nightmares and Steven intervenes.
Oh, okay. Well
yeah.
then,
Right.
Is it safe now?
Yes.
So no.
I literally didn't hear.
Okay.
So.
Well, now I can't comment on it because you're listening again.
Yeah.
But anyway, take that what you will. Okay. There's more legitimacy to something that we're talking about than we thought. Okay, so that's it for the new Lars. Let us know theories about the stuff we talked about at the end and how crazy am I for thinking this is the top 5 episode of the show. I'll need to rewatch and reevaluate, but that's gonna be good. Dylan Hysen, Delaney, Stovall, Michelle Anderer. overlyanimated.com. Leave comments on YouTube on overlyanimated.com or Tumblr asks, all very great. And you can support us on patreon.com/overlyanimated. Thank you very much to our patrons, Mitch, Cordell, Beatrice, Nate, Andy, Jamie, Rachel, John, Ryan, Catherine, Taylor, Davon, and Jade, aka Fever, Mitch, Cordell, Sleepy Cordell, Sleepy Exchange, Nathan Billion, Buzz Lightyear, Mailman, Rachel Rose, Giant Robber, Brian Cook, Cat Needle, to be determined, and Jewel. We'll be back tomorrow covering Beach City Drift. Pretty hyped for that one.
Oh my god, yes. I've already seen those spoilers.
There's
so
spoilers.
excited.
I have seen no spoilers.
Steven and Connie. Steven and Connie.
I can't wait to watch it tomorrow when I get off work. Very excited.
And then Monday and Tuesday have somewhat boring descriptions. But then Wednesday could be pretty big. I'm not going to say anything. But, yeah. I mean, Tuesday now looks big now that we've seen this episode. But Wednesday...
Wait, which one is Wednesday, Dylan?
Monster Reunion. No more comments on that.
Yeah.
Okay,
Delaney knows nothing.
Delaney actually doesn't know anything. Okay. Thank you guys for listening, and we will see you next time. Bye.
Bye.